Something shifts in midlife when we stop asking who we're supposed to be and start protecting who we know ourselves to be. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and welcome to this week's collective energy reading for women in midlife. Each week, I tune into the collective energy we're moving through and use a symbolic card to help illuminate its themes. Together, we explore how this energy may be showing up in our lives, what it might be asking of us, and then I'll leave you with a simple awareness practice to work with throughout the week. So let's see what wants our attention this week, August 3rd through 10th. We have the Father Fire. What is being protected? What are you protecting? And what are we protecting? Fire is the spiritual aspect of ourselves. Fire is the burning, the longing, the desiring. And in this card and the energy of this week, it's a collective burning, the desiring flame of spirit. Not a spirit, but the truth and integrity of who we are as we move into and through our midlife phase. The truth of us that cannot be denied. And here we are in the suit of fire. Father. And father doesn't mean father figure. It represents the ability to start to master and accept our truth and to accept us as truth, the ability to embody the truth and to say, here I am. This is who I am. Fire energy in the tarot is really about our spiritual selves. What does that even mean? What does spiritual self mean? Well, who are we is the question, right? It's getting down to who we really are, not our roles and not our programmed gender and responses, and not acting from all the shoulds, and really not constantly moving from fear-based thoughts and agendas that are not ours. As a collective of women navigating this time of our lives, we're really being asked this question: who are we? And we are fiercely stepping into the protective mode of that. And this is the real beauty of this time of life, but also this time as a collective in this year of 2026, in this month of August, going into the fiery month of August. This month is about burning away, right? Burning away what no longer serves, burning away the old, facing it, really seeing it and not getting attached to it, but rather watching it burn away and keeping our eye on the prize. You can see this target, right? It's not only a prize or a target or a goal or goals. It's the whole freaking point of us. The point of integrity, the point of beauty, the point of truth, the point of justice, the point of wholeness. And we are defending it, right? Can you feel that energy these days? We are really and steadfastly defending it in a way that is like no questions asked, and we don't need to answer to anyone about our defending of our truth as a collective of women moving through these times, because there is nothing to question. It just is. We are bringing forth the truth, right? The real truth, the truth underneath the layers that we've been talking about in the last couple weeks here. And the truth that has risen up inside of us as midlife, as we're moving through midlife, as we're moving through this phase, but also in these days, as we witness all the other stuff burning away. You can see it all breaking down. Here we are, and we're thinking, but we're not strategizing in a way that we're trying to get ahead. We're thinking of strategizing in a way of, we know who we are, and I know who I am, and I'm going forward, deepening into my spiritual self, because there's nothing to get out there. There's nothing to win out there. There's nothing to win over out there. It's like a burning from within in order to get to the truth of our spirit. And our spirit will burn so strongly, the flame of our spirits burns so strongly from within that it makes us more powerful. And what does that mean? Burn so strongly from within the truth of our spirit. It means really knowing who we are and stepping into that and not being ashamed, not being afraid, and not hiding any longer. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're learning to do. That's the direction we're moving towards. That's what the world needs, the collective needs. And here we go, right? Here we really go. Look at your friends. Look at your sisters. Look at your daughters. Look at your partners. Here we are moving with a lot of fire and integrity. And no, you might not be feeling that 100%, because what's being burned through, what we're burning through, is the old. So it's bringing up fear, shame, the old feelings like when you're a kid, you know, like being made fun of or doing something wrong, those kind of feelings. Our ego burns, but also our forward-facing self is burning down, and our vulnerability. Who we really were was easy to be when we were small and vulnerable, and then we learned lessons to hide that part, to shut it down. And now we're starting to see it move through and rise up to the surface, and that does bring up some stuff. So the practice for this week as this stuff is being brought up, as the old fears and feelings are rising in front of you, old layers, old memories, or maybe fears that have always been, but they're just tightening. Maybe it's grief, maybe it's shame, and maybe it's in anger. And when that is presenting to you, maybe out of the blue, or maybe it's on a regular basis, can you meet it in a different way this time? Because this is the time we are ushering it out the door. That's what we're doing. We're ushering it all out the door. We're meeting it, seeing it, and saying, hi, I can validate you as real, and I'm ushering you out the door. That's all we have to do. Make space for it, because it's leaving. This is the energy this week, that these old feelings of not enough, of I can't, of shame, of scarcity, and worry are burning away, and we're going to acknowledge them one last time as they burn, right before they burn away. So the practice is to acknowledge inside what is coming up for you this week. The practice is to notice it. Take note, acknowledge it when you see it and feel it. And if you're not in a space where you can sit down, close your eyes, and the moment it starts to come up, then spend some time with intention to do that this week, a few times a week. So one way to do this is to carve out 10 or 15, preferably minutes, where you can be quiet, close your eyes, and start to slowly breathe in through your nose and out your mouth. And you're slowing down, you're settling in, just relaxing your body, calming your nervous system down in this way, and asking yourself, where in your body are you feeling strong resistance? And that usually feels like tightening, discomfort, or dense energy, or maybe a lot of emotions are bubbling up in your stomach, or your heart starts to flutter when you're sitting quietly even. So noticing where you're feeling it in your body, and breathing into that space and staying with it for a good 10 minutes, staying with it with no expectation, no judgment, just staying with your breath and staying with what is there, the sensation, the feeling, the memory. And we do this exact practice in my Thursday night guided meditation group. We drop into our body with our breath, and we see what might be coming up. So after this practice, you may want to write in your journal. You may want to talk to a friend that you trust fully. You may want to talk to your partner. You may want to just talk out loud. You're going to do something where you're interfacing with the information you got or the sensation that you received in a different way, not with your eyes closed, but open, and with your mind and your body at the same time. So you're going to write it down, or you're going to talk it through. You're going to say it out loud. And this is the acknowledgement of it. This isn't to figure it out. It's the feeling of it. And then ushering it out the door, right? Writing a letter, writing a card saying farewell. So that's the practice this week. I'd love to know how these practices are landing for you. And if you'd like to share, you can always comment here. If you would like to message me privately and directly, you can always email me at energyaligns23@gmail.com. I'm sending lots of love and deep awareness this week, and I'll see you all in my Thursday night guided meditation, 8:30 p.m. right here on YouTube Live.